Nicole's World Podcast. Welcome. Today is Thursday, September the 4th, 2014, and it is evening time, if you couldn't tell by my window here. How is everybody? How are you guys doing? Good, I hope. Yes, it is a Thursday if you are watching it tonight, or a Friday, depending on where you are at. And can you believe we're at episode 40? Where did time go? Alright. We've got some goodies to talk about. I will warn you guys, this is probably going to be a little bit long episode because I didn't record last week and I have a lot of miscellaneous, off-topic, periphery stuff to talk about. So, we'll just jump right into it. Alright, you guys know we got a cow going on. If you are new, we have a cow, and if you don't know what a cow is, it's a knit and crochet along. Oh, and before I forget, grab your beverage of choice. I am drinking a Diet Pepsi. Alright, and also, forgive the eyebrow area. I did my eyebrows tonight, so it looks like I inflicted massive pain upon myself, but I didn't. Just did the eyebrows. Alright. Just to clear all that stuff up. Excuse me. And the allergies are acting up. Anyways, we have a cow going on till September the 23rd, which is the first day of fall. And our cow is our small object along, also known as our summer. Our small object along, also known as our summer along, our summer cow. And I have a feeling I just butchered that up, and I shouldn't because it's been going on since May. It started May the 31st. However, if you are working on something that does fit in with our cow, it's our summer object along or small object along. And I will quickly go over the guidelines with you in case you're new and you want to join in. It started May 31st and it concludes September 23rd, which is in 2 weeks, or a week if you want to be technical about it. If you're working on something and it fits in with our along, put it in. Don't worry that you didn't start it in May. No biggie. It does have to be knit or crochet. You can enter any works in progress you're currently working on as long as they fit in with our along, as I stated. Here are some ideas for the cow. Washcloths, dishcloths, tea towels, dish towels or drying towels, whichever you want to call them, squares, blocks, scarves, shawlettes, baby booties, bibs, hats, sun hats, socks, mitts, fingerless gloves, ties, bow ties, bows, headbands, toys no bigger than 6 inches. However, I'm not going to measure them. As long as they're not super life size, like the size of a person big, they will be fine. You can dip into other groups' cows, as long as it's okay with their rules and guidelines as far as works in progress. 1 photo per week of all your works in progress, and of course, post your finished objects in the summer object along thread. Now, say that you posted a picture of a work in progress and you finished it the same week, you can put in the picture, or say that you massively, like I did, finished objects in like a matter of days or 2 nights. You could throw the finished objects in. That's fine. I don't know about the rest of you. In case you knew, our podcast has a group on Ravelry, or Rav as I like to call it, because I can never say Rav-ol-Rewrite. It's Nicole's World Podcast. Yeah, I'm enjoying looking at the pictures you guys are putting in of your finished objects and works in progress. I love them. You guys are just like blowing me away. I'm like, oh, I want to knit that. I want to crochet that. And I am loving the little berry birds that are coming in. I love seeing berries. Little berries. They're so cute. Okay. Next, I have the September Finished Object thread open. So, if you don't want to participate in our cow, or even if you're participating in the cow, you could also put your pictures in the Finished Object thread if you want. It's up to you. But September Finished Object thread is open. Alrighty. I want to wish everybody that had or is going to have a birthday in September a very wonderful, happy birthday. Sorry, I needed a drink, guys. And I want to thank all of you who wished me a happy birthday. Thank you so much for the wonderful birthday wishes that you have given me. Thank you. I read each and every one of them. I did try and go through, and if you're friends with me on Facebook, I went through and I put a big thank you to everybody. I said, thank you, everybody, for the birthday wishes and the well wishes, and thank you for the kind words. And I tried to do that to everybody that has messaged me, even on Rav. Or if you emailed me, I sent out a general thank you to all of you. And thank you so very much. I want to thank everybody that has gifted me a pattern on Rav. Thank you so much for your kindness and generosity. I will not mention any names on the podcast on who gifted me patterns because I do not have their permission. But I will go through and kindly tell all of you what I was gifted. Alright, let's get it up here. And I wasn't expecting anybody to do that for me, but thank you for being very kind and thoughtful of doing that. It was a very wonderful surprise to get on my birthday. So here we go. I was gifted The Hitchhiker by Martina. Is it Bame? I think you pronounce it Bame? Or is it Bem? I think it's Bame. Either way, I'm sure somebody can correct me. I was also wonderfully gifted The Shield Maiden and Fibertown, and that was designed by Emily of the Fibertown podcast. She's not who gifted me the pattern, she's just a designer. Alright, and then I was gifted Jusilla, Julissa scoop neck version, and that was designed by Vanessa Smith. It is a long sleeved sweater. It's a very nice scoop neck. It has cables going on it. You can make a long sleeve or short sleeve version of that. Very gorgeous top. And I was gifted Golden Week cardigan, and that's by Vera, VALIMAKI. I am not going to try to pronounce the designer's last name because I don't want to butcher it, and I would. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous pattern. And I think that is all of them. Let me double check. I don't want to miss anything. I'm pretty positive that I did get them all. But I am going through my raft page, and I am checking to make sure that I did not miss any of them. Yes, I did get all of them. I just wanted to double check and make sure that I didn't miss any of them. I would have felt terrible if I missed one. But thank you to those who gifted me a pattern on my birthday. Thank you so much. And again, I'm not mentioning any names because I don't have permission. If you do want to contact me and you want me to say that, you give me okay to say that you're the person that gifted me the pattern, that's fine. On my next podcast, or as I'm working on the pattern, I will say I got such and such pattern was gifted to me by so and so. All right. Next, I am open to ideas for another cow. Are you guys even interested in doing another cow with me? If so, let me know. Or if you'd like me to participate in an upcoming cow that you're having. If you're another podcaster or you have a group on Rav and you'd like me to participate with you, please, contact me and let me know. But I am open to ideas for another cow. What would you guys be interested in? I want to hear your input. Because our group on Rav, I feel it's a community thread for all of us to participate in. And this is how I want the podcast to be, that it's open for all of us to participate in. So let me know. All right, moving along. I am going to save what I did for my birthday in personal chatter, in case you don't want to stick around and hear about it. All right, finished objects. I bet you're wondering, do you have a finished object after all this time, Nicole? Why, thank you for asking. Yes, I do. I have several. The first finished object I have, believe it or not, is my citron. Yes, I finished my citron. And it's a free pattern on Rav. And it is by Hillary Smith Callis, Callis. It was published in Knitty's Winter 2009 issue. It is a free pattern. It calls for US 6 or 4.0 millimeter needles. However, I used US 4 3.5 millimeter needles, and I used Can-An, Can-An, baby soft yarn in the pale green colorway. I used one skein and half of another to make it. It is not a full shawl, it's more like a shawlette. And keep in mind, this has not been washed or blocked, because I want it to save to show you guys. And the ends, did I weave in the ends? Yes, I weaved in the ends. But this is what it looks like. Okay, you guys can see it, but this is what it looks like. Pre-blocked, pre-washed. The last time you guys saw it is where this little orange doohickey is. That's where you guys seen it before I was finished with it. It is like a top down, so I had about that much or more to do. It does have a ruffled edging, as you can see. It is fun because you can wear it a multitude of ways, and it's kind of warm in here, so I'm not going to really show you how. I'm not going to try it on because it is quite warm in here tonight. Would I knit this again? Absolutely. I actually liked it. I could have made this longer. However, I did not. It's a free pattern, so I'm not really giving anything away. But it said to make it larger, increase by 24 stitches. Increase evenly by 24 stitches. I didn't want to sit there and figure out to increase it evenly by 24 stitches. I'm like, I'll pay for the Citron Grand pattern, which is a lot bigger in a full-size shawl. This pattern, this shawl has already been claimed and has an owner by my grandma. She likes it and she wants it. So once it's washed and blocked, she will have this one, and I'll have to make another one up for myself, which is quite fine. This yarn is very soft. I thoroughly enjoyed working with it, being a lower priced yarn. I paid like $2.50 a skein at Big Lots. And it's a brand I never heard of. I thoroughly enjoyed using it. What else can I say about the pattern? It is fun. If you follow a Homespun House hosted by Molly, or Yarngasm hosted by Kristen, or Wolvine, I believe she goes by on Rav, I'm not sure. They're having, I think, what they call a classic along, where it's popular patterns that have been knit on Ravelry, like they're on Rav, and lots of people have made them over the course of whatever. So if you're wanting to participate in that along, the Citron is one of those that were listed. It is a very popular pattern, and I didn't knit it because it was popular. I knit it because I loved the effect and the sheer that you could dress an outfit up, or you could cover up with it, or if you wanted a shawlette or something, or something for warmth. My next finished object is, and if you're wondering how many skeins, if you're wondering how much my yardage was, it was approximately 907.5 yards, or 829.8 meters approximately. And if you're wondering how I figured that off the top of my head, I'm looking at my Rav page. Alright. Excuse me, my next finished object to show you guys. And the ends aren't woven in, I know, so forgive me, and it's no biggie if they aren't, because it's just a dishcloth. I knit up Pie Dish Towel by Shannon Servesko, Servesko. It is a knitting pattern. It was published in March of 2012, and it calls for US 7 4.5 millimeter needles. I used US 8 5.0. I used Knit Picks Dishy in Fiesta Red colorway. Let me make sure I give you guys the right side. And I did post on my Instagram. If you are a math person, you would have got this right away when you've seen it. As you can see, you would have got it right away once you saw the little symbol. It's the Pi R square. I'm sorry, my nose is itchy. It's the Pi R square, and I said the R stands for red. I absolutely love this. I think it is so cute. To me, it doesn't remind me of a dish towel. It reminds me more of a dish rag. Although you could use it as a little dishcloth. It was a fun knit. Gauge, I wasn't worried about gauge because it's a dishcloth, you know. Wasn't worried about gauge. I did enter this in pen, hook, and needles, cardiac cow going on, because it is red. And I absolutely love this. And I put it in our summer long. I'm going to post it in our summer long thread. This was a quick, fun little knit. I knit this up in one night while watching television. In case you wondered how long it took, I didn't even use a full skein of Knit Picks Dishy. I only used part or half of the skein. I'd say half. I'd say I'd used half. Or maybe a little bit more than half. But I did. Now, I'm not giving anything away again because it's a free pattern, but like the beginning calls for knit one, purl one to start off with after you chain on so many. I kind of cheat. I don't do a knit one, purl one. I will do one entire row of a knit stitch, which is garter, if I'm right. I always get stockinette and garter confused. But I did one row of knit, and then I did the knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one, blaza, blaza, blaza. I pretty much had the chart down pat to make the square, the pie symbol. So yeah, I definitely knit this again, especially if you got a math lover or you know somebody that would just totally get a hoot out of this. I would definitely knit one up. I like it. I want to make more of them. Next. So sorry. Excuse me. Next, I knit Super Scrubby by Amy Thornton. This actually, it calls for using nylon netting or super bulky weight yarn in a 6.5 millimeter crochet hook or size K. I used a size H as in happy 8 or 5.0 millimeter crochet hook. I used what was left out of my Knit Picks Dishy that I used to make my dishcloth. I did one extra row of it because it was small. This is actually something that you can make it as big as you want or as small as you want. I wasn't keen on wanting to make it out of the nylon netting because I was afraid it would be too abrasive on something, so I used my Dishy, and this is how it came out. I'm going to put it up close so you guys can see it, but this is how it looks. I think it is positively cute, very easy knit. I knit this in less than 20 minutes, maybe 10-15 at the most. Very easy. You could easily make a dozen of these up in a day or more. The other thing, I would definitely recommend it. I definitely want to knit it again. Maybe make it a little bit bigger. I think this is a great idea to use up maybe some extra cotton yarn that you have laying around. Or if you're a big crafter and you have some of that nylon netting, this should be a good pattern then to use. I personally don't care to use the nylon netting. Personal choice. Next, I crocheted up. I'm sorry, this was crocheted. I crocheted Spiral Scrubby by Judith Prindle, Prindle. It is a free pattern on Rav. It is very quick, simple knit. And this is how it looks. This, again, like she called for, you could use nylon netting or you can use cotton yarn. So again, a fun, quick little crochet project that takes like less than 20 minutes or so, depending on how fast you crochet. My next project technically is a little impromptu project because I originally crocheted. This was originally supposed to be a dishcloth, but instead it came out into a mini bowl. I am not upset that it came out into a bowl instead of a dishcloth. I actually like that it came out into a little bowl. I may starch it to make it more firmer, but I kind of like that I can shape it to whatever way that I want. I may just put this in my kitchen and stick my scrubbies in it and have it just set like that with my scrubbies. Excuse me, my allergies, I'm draining. Yeah, so I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with the bowl. Maybe I'll find some sort of use for it. So, those are my finished objects. I know it's not a whole pile, but I'm sorry for the sniffing. The shawl, it was a fun little knit. It wasn't super fast, so I mostly concentrated on that. But I do have works in progress. I did for a while. I am for a while. I am doing the knit along with Mel from the Single Handed Knits podcast, or from the blog with Mel now, Mel Ski, or from Mel Ski. It is a little shawlette that I'm knitting along with her. I am putting that into hibernation right now till I can get some more yarn to finish it. I could have got yarn, but I'm going to a sheep and wool festival, so I chose to hold off. Anyways, that's the reason why. Works in progress. I am working on the afternoon tea shawl still. Here's a picture of it. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Here's a picture of it. It is by Helen Stewart. It is a free pattern on Rav. And let me get the information up here for you guys. It's by Helen Stewart. It was published in Knitty Spring and Summer 2012 issue. In case you haven't kind of realized, I kind of have like this thing for knitty patterns. I don't know why. I kind of like some of them. It calls for fingering 4-ply US 6 4.0 millimeter needles. I am using US 3. I'm using 3.5 millimeter needles. I'm using mustache yarn, and it is dyed up by the lovely Stacy from the Mustache Podcast. It's in the Razzle Dazzle base. It is 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% Razzle Dazzle, people. I am on row 64, 65. I'm on a repeat so many rows 4 times. I am on the lattice lace portion. Let me make sure I show you guys the right way. It doesn't actually honestly look much different than the last time you guys seen it. I actually ripped this out on Tuesday and worked it back up within 2 days to where I was. Because if you guys remember, I said the pattern wasn't coming out right. It wasn't growing. My stitches weren't adding up. Well, yeah, confession, I thought I was so sure of the pattern that I didn't realize that on some of the rows, it gave me the stitch count, and that was supposed to be the stitch count for so many rows until it went on to the next section, and then it increased to so many number of stitches, and you had them for a while till it increased to another section. So it was really user error. But here's what it looks like so far. 60 some rows into it. Again, this is it's a shawlette. It isn't really designed for warmth so much as it is a decoration or accessory piece. So, can you guys see the little razzle? Yeah, you can. You can see the little Angelina in it. I feel like it's like, woo, crooked, but it's not. It just looks that way because it's on the needles. I think it looks good. I love the lace section. As I said, it doesn't really look different as to when you guys seen it before. But that's where I am at. It is fun when I knit this again. Yes, this makes a nice gifting piece. Oh, you guys aren't getting to see the razzle dazzle in it. My camera's not picking it up, but oh, you can kind of see it. It does look nice in it. This makes, as I said, a nice accessory piece. Like maybe you're going out to dinner with your girlfriends and you just want to throw something over an outfit you have on just to splash it up or something. Or the hubs is taking you out, or the boyfriend's taking you out, or you're going out on a date and you just want a nice accessory. You have it. Or if you're going to a nice, like you got a wedding coming up and you want to wear something nice, it makes really for a great accessory piece or a great dress piece. If you want something that, say, maybe you got a shirt that you feel is a little too low cut, but you don't want to change it because you like how it looks with the outfit, you can easily put this around you with a shawl pin, and you got a nice little cover up. I would definitely recommend this pattern. This pattern also makes for a nice little gift surprise for somebody. I think it would be a adorable little piece. Well, maybe young girls wouldn't wear it anymore, but it would make a cute little accessory piece for a prom dress to wear to wrap around. Maybe I'm dating myself. My high school proms were in the 1990s. So maybe young girls today wouldn't be interested in it. Anyways, maybe some would, but it would make a nice accessory piece like that. It would make a nice piece to wear dress. Even if you're going someplace casual and you just want a little bit of a little pizzazz, it makes just for a nice little pizzazz to kind of maybe dress up an outfit, maybe if you want to dress it up a little, or just add pizzazz to it. Alright. My next piece, I'm sorry, my nose is starting to run. I know, maybe I should catch it if it's running. It's running away, maybe I should catch it. I'm getting punchy, it's getting late. Alright, not really. Everybody that knows me knows I can be silly. Alright, my next thing I'm knitting up, I don't have the pattern printed out. I am knitting one of my gift patterns that was gifted to me. And again, I'm not going to say who the person is because I don't have their permission as of right now. But I am knitting The Hitchhiker by Martina Baim. And it calls for, she gave us suggested yarn of Volmiza. Is it wool of Volmiza? Pure 100% Merino Superwash. Fingering 4-ply. And you use between 569 to 774 yards, or 520 to 525 meters. What is the needles that are called for? Hang on. I will tell you. I am not going to tell you because this was gifted to me. I'm not going to tell you guys how much the pattern is. Normally, if you're new to the podcast, if I get a paid for a pattern, I will tell you how much the pattern is. But what I do, if something is gifted to me, like i.e. a pattern, or if I was gifted a project bag, I will not tell you how much it costs because I don't feel that's right. I don't feel like saying, yeah, so-and-so got me this pattern, here's the paid for pattern, here's how much it costs. I feel that, that's not right because the pattern was gifted to me. I don't feel it's right to tell you how much they paid for because to me that just feels wrong and disrespectful because, some people think, well, they paid how much for that pattern? Crazy, some people like, that's crazier. That's to me, it's like, if it's a gift, I will not tell you how much it costs because I don't feel it's right blabbing that. I was always taught that that's rude and disrespectful. if somebody gifts something and somebody's like, oh, I like it, and you say, oh, thank you for the gift, and then they say, oh, well, how much did it cost? I was always told, you don't say that because it's disrespectful. I'm sorry, I needed to drink. My throat was getting scratchy and dry, but yeah, I just feel it's disrespectful. I'm not going to tell you how much it costs. If you are interested in the pattern, you can go to Rav and search Hitchhiker or Martina Bame in there, and you will be able to find out for yourself. And if I upset you by that, I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel. Now, being that this is a paid-for pattern, I'm not going to tell you everything, but I will tell you that she calls for 3mm circular needles. I use 3.5mm circular needles because I don't have 3mm. It is a very easy to read, easy to follow instructions for the pattern. I will say that. And if you're wondering what needles I'm using, you guys will be familiar with these. I use these to knit my citron. They are my 3.5mm. By Knit Picks, they are the nickel-plated interchangeable needles. I am actually, is this the 12-inch or the 24-inch cable? I want to say 24-inch, maybe 12-inch. I don't know. I need to measure it. I don't remember what size it is. But it is the Harmony cable, or which is now called the Rainbow cable because of Knit Picks Rainbow or Harmony needles. Harmonies were changed. Their name got changed to Rainbow needles. You could have left them at Harmony. Who am I to say? Alright. I am not that far along in the pattern, I will say that. I just started it last night. I was like, okay, I was thinking, like, I want to knit, I wanted to get one of my gifts on a needle. And, I'm sorry. I wanted to knit one of my gifts, and I was like, and I was thinking through my yarn stash on what I have. I have 3 sweaters. I have 3 quantities worth of yarn to knit 3 sweaters. One, I already know what I'm going to make. Another one, I think I know what it'll fit, and it's one of my gifted patterns. And the other one is a pattern I bought myself, the Hallelujah. That yarn is for that. So I'm like, I don't have any more sweater quantities worth. So what else can we knit that we have quantities worth? And I'm like, the Hitchhiker. I have the perfect yarn in my stash because I bought it anticipating that I either wanted to make a shawl out of it originally or keep it to make socks because I really like the yarn. And if you're wondering, the yarn is Red Heart, Heart and Soul in the Green Envy colorway. This is Green Envy. And I'm sorry for the sniffling. I really am. This is what it looks like. This obviously isn't fall I'm working on, but this is what it looks like in the ball. And this is what sold me on this, and what actually sold me on this is what it looks like when you knit it up. Here's a pair of socks knit up in it. You guys can see that. I love the colorway, the way that it knitted up for socks. So I bought like 4 skeins of it because I really liked them. Like, hey, I can make 4 pairs of socks in different patterns, or I can make them all alike. But I chose to do neither with that when I was like, I want to knit the Hitchhiker, perfect yarn, Green Envy, and here is what we look like so far on it. I am not that far along on this. I am maybe 2 teeth into it, and you're supposed to have 42. and technically, I believe that would be 2 teeth into it, unless you count this, then that's 1, 2, 3. But this is what Green Envy looks like as I am knitting it up so far. I think it is coming along great. I know some of you are like, it's just there, Nicole. It's nothing. Let me tell you, the construction of this is amazing. Because when I was reading the directions, I'm like, how is that going to be possible? I'm like, maybe it's going to be too hard on my knitting skills, because I don't consider myself an advanced knitter. I consider myself not a beginner, but maybe like middle or intermediate knitter. I've only been knitting since 2011. No, I'm sorry, 2012 I've been knitting. So I don't consider myself that great of an experienced knitter. But each project I do like to learn something new and try something new. So I am with this one, and I absolutely love it. And thank you again to the person who gifted me the hitchhiker pattern. I absolutely love it. I will definitely be knitting more of them. That's in my cupcake bag. I love sweets. I love cupcakes. Maybe I'm crazy, but I would actually love to find the material to make a Scooby-Doo project bag. Anyways, moving along. You guys will remember in the last podcast I said I wanted to knit a sweater. I had like 6 or 7 options available. I went and I chose one, and it is a pattern that I was working on last year that I frogged because I was using yarn and I didn't have any more of that color. I only have that one skein, and the yarn I did have, they didn't match well. But the sweater pattern I'm gonna start is Iced by Carol Feller. It is a free pattern on Rav, and I will get the specifics of it up for you guys. Cute. Free pattern. Oh, right there it is. It's by Carol Feller. It was published in Knitty Fall 2010. It uses bulky weight, and it gives the sizes available. I'm going with a size large instead of a 1X because I realized that every sweater I have knit, I've always gone up to the next size that I wear, and the sweaters are always big, or I knit the size that I am, like the bust size, and the sweaters are always big, because like for my bust size, I knit the size that I am, or I go up, and they're always big, so I'm going to go down a bust size and try it. But here's what it looks like. I think it's really cute. It's different. I am going to be using Lion Brand homespun yarn, and it is very similar or exactly like Hobby Lobby's version of homespun. I do not remember the colorway of this, but it is different light blues together. You guys, you're like getting a shine on this. I don't know why, but it's several different blues together, as you can see, and it is bulky. It will knit up quick, so I'm going to try and get them on the needles this week. It calls for US 8 or 11, US 8 11 millimeter, or is it US 11? It's US 11 8 millimeter needles. I'm going to be using my Knit Picks Harmony or Knit Picks Rainbow Interchangeable Needles, and knit it. Alright, moving along into periphery and personal stuff and what I did for my birthday. If you are leaving me now, thank you so much for sticking around and coming back another week. And if you're new, I hope you come back next week. My episodes generally are like 20 to 30 minutes long, if that. So I will see you guys next week. And let's get started. Alright. Last week, what did I do for my birthday, you're wondering? I didn't really do much of anything. I did go out for my birthday. I said to my gram I was going out. I wanted to go down to Allentown to the mall. I wanted to go to the bookstore and get myself a book, maybe a knitting magazine. She asked me, what do you want? I told you guys before, but if you knew, she asked me what I wanted for my birthday. I said, buy me yarn, gift me a pattern. I said, there's something I really need or want. So, she decided to get me because I do travel and go places. She's like, sometimes I go for I do travel, and it's like sometimes I might go away overnight or for a couple days, and she's like, you really should have a duffel bag. And I'm like, okay. So she bought me one for my birthday. We went to a store called Boscov's, Boscovs, and I got a nice one on sale. I think it is totally cute. She said, what else would you like? I said, well, I'm coming away on Sunday to a Sheep and Wool Festival. You can get me yarn or fiber. She doesn't want to go, so she's like, I'll just give you the money and you can get what you want. We went there, then we went to Barnes & Noble. I didn't find any crochet magazines I like, but I did find a knitting magazine. Hang on. Sorry for being out of frame. I found, and I didn't go through it, I'm not going to do a review on it yet, but Vogue Knitting. I do have a love-hate relationship with Vogue. Some issues I love, some I just don't like. This is one that I happen to like. I noticed the big funky-dunky sweaters are coming back in. The next one, and I'm sorry for the crinkling, is a book called... Okay, before I read it, I try to keep this podcast, no politics in it, because, we all have our own beliefs, and, we all have our own beliefs on politics, what's right, what's not, I like to keep my podcast clean of that, because that's just how I feel. It's not meant to be drug into a creative podcast. But I found a book, as most of you know, I am a big history geek. I love history, and I cannot get enough of it. I love learning new stuff, finding new stuff out, and yeah, I'm a history geek. And Barnes & Noble had a back-to-school sale on some books, and this is written, it's called The Face, F-A-I-T-H-S, The Face of Faith. It's there. I can't say it. Faiths of our founding fathers, of our fathers. What America's founders really believed, by Alf J. Mack Jr. And it was bargained at $6.99. And it doesn't say what it actually retailed for. So this seems like it's really interesting. As I said, I can't say that word right tonight, but this is what it looks like. It is a very interesting book to me. I don't promote one, on my podcast, I don't promote one religion over the other. I welcome all. But to me, it's going to seem really interesting as to what our founding fathers really thought, and what their beliefs were. I'm really interested to see that. And to read about it, I will do a book review of it. I actually did not read the page thing that says what the book's about. I actually grabbed it based on the cover. It was in the bargain back to school stuff, so I know that it's actually not like a fictional thing. So yeah, I will let you guys know. I'm not ashamed to tell you that is how much I paid for it. So yeah. Let's see what else. I did that. No, I didn't have a birthday party. No, I didn't have any cake. I didn't even have a cupcake or a donut on my birthday. But I will get a piece of cake this weekend. We're going to do something a little very belated because the weekend of my birthday was a holiday weekend. It was Labor Day weekend. So I was like, we're going to go to breakfast and have some cake. And I was like, it's crowded, let's just wait till next weekend to do something when it's not a holiday weekend. So that is what we're going to do. And if you're interested, where can you find me this weekend? If you live in Pennsylvania, Hartford, Pennsylvania is having their Endless Mountain Sheep and Wool Festival this weekend. It is like the 11th or 12th year for it. It is at the Hartford Fairgrounds in Hartford, Pennsylvania. It's nowhere near Maryland Sheep and Wool. It's not nowhere near the size of Maryland Sheep and Wool. It's not even near the size of Rhinebeck. And I've never been to Rhinebeck, but I do know that from looking at the maps of Rhinebeck. It is a smaller festival. If you are not one of those people that you like going to the big crowd at festivals, this would be one for you. I went last year and I absolutely loved it. If you go and you watch this podcast and you see me, come on up and say hello to me. Don't be afraid, I'm friendly. I will post pictures and maybe a video if I can. I don't plan on buying too much up there because I have quite a lot of stash. And my next year's goal is to knit from stash, minimize my buying, but unless there's a sweater, then I'll buy a sweater's quantity. But if you hear snoring, that's my dog. I'm not going up there really to buy like piles and piles and piles of yarn or fiber. If I do find some fiber I like, great, fine, I'll buy it. If I find some yarn that I like and I know that I would definitely knit something out of it, I'd buy a certain quantity amount of it. But I'm not going to go crazy. I am so tempted. I would love to get some processed wool, or I believe they call it fleece. I would love to get it and spin it up. I do hope one of my goals to go up to this festival when I go, one of my goals to find something up there is a new spindle. Is a better spindle. That I would love to find. That way I have two spindles and it could possibly make it easier. I'd love to go up there and try some spinning wheels because I'd like to put away and get a spinning wheel. But those are just kind of like some things like I definitely want a new spindle. I would like to buy some more fiber, like stock up on my fiber because I don't have a lot. I would like to get enough fibers worth maybe to make myself a shawl or a scarf. Yarn, like I said, yarn, if I see something I like, I'd buy enough quantities to make a nice project. Yeah. So that is that. Next is kind of some sad news. I told you hear my dog snoring in the background. She is not well. About a month ago, she was yelping, and I wondered why she yelped when I bumped her. And on her neck, I said to my dad, I go, Dad, there's a lump there. He took her to the vet. vet's like, we need to do a biopsy, and I don't think it's going to be good. Did the biopsy and found that she has a mass going from here all the way to here. They said it is it is aggressive thyroid cancer, which I am sad. She is a boxer. She's 10 years old. We've had her since she's 2. She's like my little fur baby. She's my fur baby. We are fighting the cancer. We are doing a treatment. We are doing a round of treatment. And we also found that she has heart disease. So she is on Lasix for her heart because she had fluid on her heart. Which in humans' terms, fluid on the heart would kind of be like CHF, congestive heart failure. So we are treating that. We're trying to get her to eat. Like, I want to keep her nutrition up. If any of you guys have an idea for an appetite stimulant that we could use that's like, not like, I know that there's pills for humans for appetite stimulants, but if any of you guys have gone through this, like, is there some sort of appetite stimulant that I could give the dog to help her? Because I want to keep it up, keep her eating. The treatments do seem to work. The mass has shrunk. It's not gone, but it did shrink in size, like, on both sides. It fits in the palm of my hand, and in here, where the mass is growing around her throat or her trachea, it has seemed to shrunk as well, so that's positive. Yeah, but I kind of want to keep her nutrition up, and when we take her back to the vet again, I'm going to ask the vet, can she get an appetite stimulant? If you guys know of a great one, let me know. Just kind of keep her in your thoughts. But she is doing good. She's doing better. She is still active, so that is the main thing. Those of you that have asked, you haven't heard from me in a while in my podcast, thank you so much for asking about me. It's not that I forgot. I had my birthday last week, and I did something on Monday. I worked Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and I finally got, with my new job, into a routine of doing things. So that is good. So my podcast, if it's not out on a Thursday, it'll be out on a Friday now. So look for either one of those 2 days. I'm not going to say definite. It's always going to be on a Thursday. It may be on a Friday some days. It just depends on how my work schedule goes. And then I was kind of, bummed about my fur baby. Like, I feel helpless because I want to help her and I want to make her better, and I can't. Realistically, it's like, realistically, the outcome of it, because I do know that she has heart disease, so it's like, I know, but I'm staying positive. Again, this weekend, I'm going to the Sheep and Wolf Festival, so I'm happy, yay. I'm going on Sunday versus Saturday, because Saturday is supposed to rain, so I'll go to church Saturday night, so that way I can go Sunday morning. Alright, I have blabbed for like 60 minutes. I'm going to go, and I'm going to edit this, and I will talk to you guys next week. Remember, treat everybody the way you would want to be treated, because karma does come back around. And don't be afraid to say hi to a complete stranger, because oddly enough, you can make their day, turn it around, make it brighter. Maybe you can make a new friend. The possibilities are endless. I will talk to you guys again next week. Bye.